Hey guys, happy Wednesday. Happy Wednesday. What's going on? Super excited. Listen, if you're new here, you may not know, but if you've been here before, you already know what this is. Every Wednesday at 12 noon Eastern Standard Time, we are having Kingdomboss Masterclass. And what is that? This is the place that we have kingdom conversation about what it takes to thrive and to flourish spirit, soul, body, and business. And we're live on Facebook and LinkedIn and YouTube and Instagram. So if you see me looking around, it's because I'm talking to everybody at one time. But I'm so excited, guys, for this conversation today. Listen, I don't know who was here last week when I did my live broadcast, but yeah, do y'all remember? Okay. My lovely plumbers who was supposed to get here at 9 a.m. decided to knock on the door right in the middle of the broadcast. And I tried to ignore it for a second, and then I heard the knock downstairs, and I said, you know what? Oh, here we go. So I am picking up today's conversation, guys, and really doing last week's conversation all over, okay? So hey, everybody that's coming in on Instagram. I'm in the middle of a series that I started in the beginning of this month called Help. I'm a new entrepreneur. Now what? Y'all want to know something? Entrepreneurship is made to, look a certain way on social media. It's become popular, and I'm not hating on that, okay? But here's what I know at almost 10 years full time, that there are some very important things you have to know if you're going to excel in this. And I'm going to tell you something, because I see some incredible ministry leaders hopping in. The nuggets I'm going to share for you are going to be very critical for growing your business and your ministry, okay? And however they're one and the same. I know for me, Kingdomboss is both business and ministry. However they mix and fit for you, okay? These tips are gonna be important for you. Now, I gotta give y'all a couple of quick announcements before we hop into this thing, all right? First of all, over here on Facebook and LinkedIn and YouTube, y'all already know the deal. Drop me a comment, say, hey, I see that number moving, but I wanna say hey and see who's watching. So come on, greet me and let me know that you're watching. If you're watching this via replay, give me a hashtag replay, because I love my replay rock stars, all right? So I gotta tell you guys something. There's good news and bad news. I almost feel like I should ask you guys which one you want first, okay? But I'm gonna give it to you straight. So this week and next week are the last master classes that are gonna be happening here. We are actually creating our own Patreon through Kingdomboss. That's right, we're creating a Patreon community where exclusive content, training, tips, and community is going to be built. And so the full episode of Masterclass is going to be moving over to the Patreon. That's only sad news if you don't join us on Patreon, okay? So while I'll be sharing clips and little snippets for you over here on social media, the full episode is going to exist and be housed in our Patreon, along with other exclusive content, Forex trading, business, marketing, spiritual development, all of that good stuff is going to be in our Patreon. So that's the good news. You'll still be able to get all of the full episodes, but only if you come on over, starting at just $10 a month. Like seriously, there will be incredible content that's going to help you build your business and ministry. So just wanted to give you that. So this week and next week, I'll be here. And then that first Wednesday in July, I'll be live in Patreon, okay? So wanted to give you guys that. So July 1st, Patreon is going to be kicking off. Make a mental note. If you enjoy these nuggets that we share weekly and you don't want to miss them, you're going to want the full trainings and episodes. Make sure you put your $10 aside and be mindful that Patreon will be opening up then. All right, let's get into this thing, guys. So last week, what I attempted to share before, the knock on the door just ruined everything. I want to talk today about what I believe is the number one thing. And honestly, it is the thing that gets forgotten the most, but it is so critical. Okay? Now let me have some fun with you guys. I want to know, before I say what it is, what do you think the number one thing is when we talk about building a sustainable business, a sustainable ministry, something that has longevity? What do you think the number one thing is that I'm going to talk about today? I want guesses. Now I know there's a little delay, so I'm going to give you the second to type in your comments. I want to know, even if you're watching this via replay, I want you to drop your comment and let me know. I'm curious to see. You guys hang around for a while. You're going to see my paintings go up on this wall, still getting them framed. You guys know I just moved, and so that's why my wall is so bare, but my paintings are coming. Okay, I want to see the guesses. What is the number one thing? What do you guys think is the number one thing? I feel like there's always somebody who gets it right too. Somebody's going to guess it. So I'm going to wait for your guesses. Okay, so consistency. Okay. Hey, sister. Mwah. My sister just hopped in here on Instagram. So iHeartWare says consistency. That's a good guess. This is 3 guesses. I love it. Mission, systems, or community. Okay, I like that. I like those guesses. This is good. This is good. Let me see. I'll give another 30 seconds. Let me see if another guess is coming in. You guys are in the ballpark. You're not far. Nobody has hit it right on the head just yet. Nobody's on the bullseye just yet. Which is probably why I need to do this teaching, because this thing also gets forgotten so much. So, okay, so lack of knowledge. Another good guess. This is probably a little bit of market research that has shown me that, because nobody said it, okay? It's going to seem simple, like, oh, well, duh, but no, nobody said it. And this is how I know. So processes and consistency. Okay, good. These were good guesses. But guys, drum roll. Y'all ready for the answer? Customers and people to serve. I know. It's like, oh, duh, not duh, because notice how it was not top of mind. And when I talk to most clients who are having challenges in the area of marketing, sales, it's not top of mind. Let me give you an example of what I mean, okay? Let me give you, she said, let me give you an example of what I mean, okay? I can't tell you how many, if I had $1 for every time, my gosh, I can't tell you how many people I talk to who have written a book, right? And I ask them, tell me about your marketing. Oh, so sister, the question was, I'm talking about the number one thing that you need to have a sustainable business. In my opinion, it's not that you don't need the other things, but she said, oh, duh, right. I can't tell you guys how often I talk to people and I say, you know, they're either in the middle of writing the book or just finished writing the book. And they go, you know, how soon should I start like trying to drum up, you know, an audience? Or they'll just come to me after they've written the book and they say, you know, they have these big sales goals, right? And I'll say to them, great. So have you been doing any marketing, any live streaming, any emails, any blogging? And they go, no. And I'm saying to myself, so you wrote the book or you created the thing, but you didn't build an audience of people who want said thing? Hello? I'm telling you guys, it gets missed so much, so many times. I don't want to put a high number on it, like 9 times out of 10, because I think that's too high, but at least 7 to 8 out of 10 people that I talk to have spent so much time developing the course, writing the book, or whatever it is, that they have not taken the time to generate an audience, building an audience. Come on. Listen, we already know that your family, your friends, your mom and them, your cousins and them, your church members, they're going to buy it. But when I talk to people and their marketing goals, it's always past them. There's greater impact that you want to have. So guess what? You have to connect and plan for those people. So I'm gonna give you 3 things. See, this is why we needed this conversation. Nobody guessed it. It's like, yeah, the people, the customers. Okay. So here's 3 things that now you guys over here on Instagram, unfortunately, you won't see my lovely lower thirds. However, when you come back and watch the replay, which will be in our Facebook group, then you'll get to see the lower thirds. So this is what I had started saying last week before I so rudely got interrupted. Okay. So the first one is traffic. Write this down because this could be a workshop and I'm giving this to y'all for free, but you know, if you know like I know, okay, I'm really putting you on. So here's the first thing, is traffic. Maybe I can just type that in here. Okay. Now, this may look like 2 different things because if you have a physical location, that may look like foot traffic. That may look like being intentional about signage and things to make people aware that, hey, we're in here, okay? Foot traffic. But the same is true, obviously, online. You can't just build a website. You have to get people to come look at it. You need traffic. And so there's a lot of different ways that you can do that. One of the ones I'm a big fan of is doing ads. You can do Google ads, you can do YouTube ads, you can do Facebook and Instagram ads. There's a number of ways that you can do paid ads, right? To get traffic to come look at what you have built, right? The thing I love about ads is that you can really target. The targeting and the control are the 2 things I think I love the most about ads. And so watch this. When you are posting free content, your organic strategy, it's great, but you're still at the whim of the algorithm. There's a whole section of people, right, who just didn't even see that post. I have almost 11,000 followers on Clubhouse. All of them don't really actually see the notification when I go live. So the room doesn't have 11,000 people in it, even though we have almost that many members, right? And so organic traffic is great. And that is one of the ways that you can get additional people to your website, is posting on social media. You know, you can really go old school and hand out flyers. But I'm a fan, if you ask me, Tiffany, of all of the ways, what would you want me to focus on in terms of getting new traffic? I'm going to tell you ads, flat out. I'm going to tell you that I want you to put content in front of people who you know are experiencing the problem that you solve. Well, how am I going to know that my content is getting in front of them? Well, what we do, sorry, on Instagram, somebody was calling me. What we do, right, shameless plug for our Kingdomboss Society program, is we gather in that branding stage enough market research to understand who this person is that you serve. For example, if you have a natural hair care line, what are some of the products and things that your client might be into? They may be into Essence magazine. So when it comes time to do an ad, we can do targeting for readers of Essence magazine, knowing that you've already done enough market research to say the traffic from here is going to be people who are highly likely to be interested in what I have. I don't want to nerd out too much, but I want to give you this just as something to think about. When you think about digital marketing versus like the traditional marketing, back in the day when we did not have, online, we had things like cold calling, knocking on people's doors, maybe sending out, postcards. But here's what I want you to know. That was not targeted traffic. And the return on investment and the response rate for that type of marketing is actually usually critically low. So for example, if you send out postcards to, let's say, an entire zip code, believe it or not, 1% of those people will likely respond. Now, I don't know if you know how much it costs to send out postcards to an entire zip code, but that 1% ain't gonna hit. Right? And so the benefit, I'm saying that so you understand that one of the benefits of digital marketing and doing ads and things on social media is a better ROI, that I can take that same amount of money that it cost me to do those postcards, and if I do an ad, I'm going to get a much higher return of investment, because instead of talking to everybody, I can target it so that I am only talking to the people who are highly likely to be interested in what I have. And I don't know about you, but if you're not a big corporation like Coca-Cola or somebody, and you have a smaller marketing budget, you probably want to get a better return for each of those dollars. Who's with me? Okay. So that's also one of the reasons that I recommend ads for getting new traffic. I say this a lot. Marketing is very twofold. So you have this creative and colors and all of that, but then also marketing is hugely numbers. And this is the side that gets missed the most, right? So when it comes down to it, it's still just a numbers game. And so you got to remember that the more people that you get in front of, there's a higher chance of people responding so that you can actually meet those goals. Okay, stay with me, because I know that this isn't necessarily the sexy thing, but this is the thing that will cause you to actually have a growing, sustainable business. If you miss this, you will look up and your business bank account is going to be like, you got something else for us? Okay. So that's the first one, traffic. What is the way that you have designated that every day your business, your ministry is getting in front of new people who have not heard about you yet, but they need what you have? All right, let's take this thing deeper, okay? The second one is relationship building. Hey, Tanya. Now, if I was going completely marketing nerd out, the first one could have been lead attraction, and this one could be lead nurture. But I try to switch it up for y'all a little bit. Okay, so it's relationship building, but essentially we're talking about lead nurture. Now, I'm not gonna park here super long, but here's one thing I want to say. A lot of people are always in their mind about, I got to get in front of new people. But here's the question: the people who have already followed you, who have already hopped on your email list, when is the last time they have heard from you? So you can't always be mindful of just getting in front of new people. You do need to do that, but you have to nurture a relationship with the people who have already said, I'm interested in what you have. Maybe they haven't taken action yet. They haven't registered for your event, signed up for your services, or bought a shirt, but they will. They just need to be nurtured, right? I could give you a million statistics about the fact that, number one, on average, only 1 to 3% of your audience is ready to buy. So if you post your t-shirt or you post your whatever, maybe only 1 to 3% of your audience is ready. But tomorrow, somebody else is interested. This is why you've got to nurture through consistent sharing of posts on social media, through email marketing. This is the place I see most people missing it. They either don't have an email list, or they have an email list that's completely underutilized. Well, how do I know if it's underutilized, Tiffany? If you're not emailing them at least once a week, it's underutilized. Once a week, your email followers, just like your social media, they should hear from you. And it can't always be when you are selling something. This is why I said relationship building, because marketing is a two-way conversation, y'all. Y'all ever been with people and they talk and they don't let you get a word in? They just literally talk, and it's supposed to be a conversation, but it has become more of a soliloquy. Don't you, in your mind, you're like, I don't ever want to talk to this person again in life, right? That is how you do not want to show up in marketing, where you're constantly just putting out content. No, you want to engage them back. It should be a dialogue, asking them questions. Well, what do you think about this? Right? I'm going to tell you the truth as well. In that relationship building, you are gathering data and information that helps you make better decisions as you plan what designs will be next, what event you'll do next, what you'll add to your coaching program. When you learn more from them, you're able to input that into what you're building for your audience. So make sure that every week you have content that is just purely designed to build relationship. I know y'all probably didn't think I was going here, but this is what it takes to build. If you are new in entrepreneurship and you're like, what are the critical things I need to know? This is the stuff right here. Don't spend time on things that are not going to be fruitful, but building relationship with your audience is critical. All right. So first we talked about getting traffic. If you have a physical location, that's foot traffic. If it's digital, it's people to actually come. Some of y'all spend upwards of thousands of dollars for a website and don't give thought to traffic. It would be like building a physical store and then nobody ever comes in there. That's how some of y'all websites look. Nobody ever comes in there. You can't just invest that money to build it. You have to invest the money in getting some traffic to it too. The second one we talked about was relationship building. It's not enough for me to get these new leads on my email list, on my text marketing, or following me. I gotta build relationship with them. I have to get to know them outside of just selling something to them. And then finally, asking for the sale, right? This would be, in the marketing world, we would call this lead conversion, which is what many of you are trying to do without steps 1 and 2 consistently. You're constantly asking for the sale. But if you're missing the first 2, especially the middle one, it would be like you proposing without proposing on the first date. The answer is no, because I don't know you. Some of you are constantly like, buy my book, buy my shirt, come to my program. But because you're not doing enough relationship building or lead nurturing in the middle, there's not enough trust and credibility and rapport with that audience. And so they're not ready for the sale, right? So once you have done that, now you need to make sure you are actually asking for the sale. I went through my content with my social media person on my team just this past week to look for opportunities. What are better ways to make sure that people who are interested know what we offer and how they can get started, right? Being intentional to say, I'm not just here to motivate you, but here's what I actually offer. Make sure people are clear on what you sell and how they can purchase it. Sounds simple, but it gets missed a lot. And even in your content strategy, as you're posting and you're planning what you're going to post for the week, make sure something in there actually asks for the sale. Buy the t-shirt, come to the event, whatever it is. All right. And so guys, those are my quick, that was quick and 3 altogether. That's where that came from. Those are my 3 quick nuggets that I want to share with you guys. I go deeper into all of this in our Kingdom Boss Society, which is our 12-month mastermind here in Kingdom Boss. Each of the modules is really designed to walk you very deeply through building your brand, figuring out who your niche is, who is my target audience that I want to get the traffic. If you are still saying I serve women or youth, those super broad terms, you may need some brand work to figure out who my specific target market is and know them so well that you know what they're interested in, you know what they're doing, because that's going to help you get your content in front of them when it comes to that traffic building. Okay. And then we have content around relationship building. We go deeper into the ads. We go deeper into exactly what you're posting on social media, or how do I know which platform is best for me, or what do I say? All of that we cover in there. And then even asking for the sale, mapping out your sales projections, figuring out what to do to actually make that 10, 15, 20K a month. We go very deep into that. And so if there's something that would be of interest to you guys, I want you to go to kingdomboss.com, click on the link that says learn about Kingdom Boss Society and see if that's a good fit. Because if this has been eye-opening or helpful for you in any way, then I know that that mastermind would be a blessing for you. And at a minimum, make sure you check out our Facebook group. You can click, if you're on Instagram, you can click the link in the bio. It'll take you right there. If you're on Facebook, LinkedIn, or YouTube, go to kingdombosslive.com. It'll take you to the Facebook group. And in there, I have some free training that goes a little bit deeper as well on the branding and the marketing. Aha. So she said, my sister said, this is good because a specific type of expecting mom came into mind to target through ads. I love that. And see, I use the analogy a lot of relationship building when it comes to marketing. And so just like the better I get to know someone, the more I know what kind of gifts they would like, the things they would be interested in. It's the same thing. The deeper you go with your market research and understanding your audience, there are certain words that I use. I'm gonna give y'all an example. I don't do a lot of it now, but I do. I just hopped off a phone call earlier with a ministry. So when I do ministry marketing, I noticed that the word marketing was not necessarily as enticing for a lot of them. So I noticed that I started using the term online evangelism, and that felt better for them because it was like marketing is like, do we do marketing? Is that what we do? But when I was able to say, well, let's talk about your online evangelism, that term hit more with them. But that only came from me understanding my audience, right? So the better you know them, the better you can use words that feel good, that draw them in. Here's another one. I found that just for branding and marketing, a lot of my target audience will say, I feel like I'm just all over the place. I would hear that so much that I started sprinkling that throughout my ads and my sales pages, and it got a major response. Why? People would literally say to me on the phone, when I saw it say all over the place, I knew that was for me. But guess where I got that language? From them. So I love that, Tom. That's really good because the better you know them, you can say stuff in your ad that's conversational, that may be like, hey girl, let me ask you a question. If that's the way they talk, an ad that's written that way, one of my coaches says it this way, nobody hops on social media today like, ooh, I want to buy something. And so your ad needs to look like it's just a regular part of the feed. So the better, more conversational you can be, the more you use their language, the better your response you will see. Yes, Kingdom Boss. So let me actually put it in here. I see your question. And it is kingdomboss.com. Okay, so Harbor Star Films, go to kingdomboss.com there, and you'll see a myriad of options. You'll see where you can click on Kingdom Boss Society. On the contact page, you'll see how you can get on my calendar for a sales call. Anything you need, you'll see right there on that kingdomboss.com page. All right, guys. So I want you to look at your marketing for your business. This topic certainly was not just for new entrepreneurs, but I was like, let me at least catch them early. That if you're not doing these three things consistently, it's going to show up. And your business bank account is probably going to say, can you do these things? Okay. I'm gonna end where I started. It's not enough to write the book. It's not enough to launch the business. It's not enough to do all of the things. It's so critical that you actually build the audience of people who are going to buy whatever it is you've created. Don't take all your time to create the course or to create the service. Take a good chunk of time just to, even if it's not finished. People will say to me, well, I'm writing the book. When should I start, pulling together my audience? Now, because when it's finished, you want people who are hot and ready to buy, and that's not going to happen if you start building the audience once the book is finished. Start it now, and that way they're already there. You would actually rather them be there and hungry for it, waiting with demand high, and then you got to hurry up and get it done because they're so ready, versus the opposite, where it's finished and it's crickets. There's nobody waiting for the product. So start building your audience now. And then, thank you, Kamitra. Build the audience now. Oh, is that a question? How to build an audience? Because honey, listen, we'll talk about that. And also, shameless plug, that is something we cover in that Kingdom Boss Society Mastermind. In Module 2, I'll walk you very deeply through that in what I call your funnel, your customer journey, and how to attract, right? So Section 1 of Module 2 is on attraction and getting people who want what you have. So what's your real name? SL Lovely, because y'all know I can't see faces on here. But SL Lovely, take a look at Kingdom Boss Society and see if that content, especially Module 2, is a good fit when we talk about how to build an audience, how to actually figure out who do I need to get in front of. Okay, great. Okay, is that Charlea? I'll make sure I'm saying your name right. But we cover who do I need to get in front of, where are they, how do I go get in front of them, what do I say, all of that. Awesome, one of my clubhousers, I love it. So, and also if you're newer, go over to the Facebook group because I do have some resources in there that is really a good start. And then you may say, you know what, I need more. Let me see what Kingdom Boss Society has to offer. Okay. So I hope that this has been helpful, guys. It is, I'm telling you, it's the #1 thing. You can't have a business without customers. You can't have a ministry without supporters and patrons. So you have to. Come, look at Ashley. Come on. Yes, Facebook group. Thank you, Ashley. I see you, girl. Hi. Oh my goodness. What is the best website to purchase for events? I'm not sure exactly what you mean, but do me a favor. I want you to come drop that question in my Facebook group so we can dialogue just a little bit more, so I can ask you some clarity points and then I can reply back and give you exactly what you need. So Harbor Star Film Studios, going over to my Facebook group, and that's where the after party happens, okay? Hi, Ashley, girl. All right. So video coming to an end. I will see you guys on next Wednesday. If you want to keep the after party going, guys, meet me over in my Facebook group. All right. Love you guys.